Hey friends, today I want to walk you through how I made these really cute bag tags for my daughter's soccer team. I made these with two pieces of wood. I have a Creality diode laser, so it can cut acrylic, but since I do this in my house, I decided just to stick with wood, and it turned out really, really great. They could double as a bag tag, or you could actually make these as ornaments, but I really love how they turned out, and I'm going to walk you through the process. It is very, very easy.
Let's go ahead and start with all of the supplies that you're gonna need. You just need a piece of wood. This is just a small little scrap. I'm using just basswood plywood from Amazon. I'm gonna use white spray paint for the soccer balls for the backer. And then I'm gonna use orange for the front because that's their team color. So you can obviously probably want to use white, but you can use whatever color spray paint that you would like for the front. And then I ended up coloring in the soccer ball with just acrylic paint markers. This pack I got on Amazon, pretty inexpensive, work really, really well. And I used black, obviously, for the soccer ball. Since I'm using wood for this, I have wood glue and a paintbrush to add to the front. If you're going to make these with acrylic, you'll obviously need a glue that'll work with acrylic. I've got Krylon or UV clear for those bag tags. They're really not waterproof because they're wood. So I used this spray. You could use something like Crystalite Grand Finale, UV resin, some sort of epoxy, or you can just use acrylic to make them more weather resistant. I've got the bag tags. I've got the actual bag tags that I used to attach the tags to the backpacks. If you're making these as ornaments, not bag tags, you probably want to use a different attachment, but it's truly up to you. You might want to use some ribbon or something like that. So I actually made this design with a template that I got from cuddle.xyz. They have tons of options and it's super easy to use. So I went to bag tags, chose the soccer ball, and then you can actually swap out the name and the number right here in this menu before you download the SVG. You can change the size. You could even change the fonts. You can have them attached or not attached. You can change the size of the whole thing. No backer, like there's just a ton of different options. So you're going to get, how you want it. Then you're going to download your SVG. You're going to have to download these individually. If you're making several, you'll have to download one per kid that you're making it for. So once you get that downloaded, you can actually get this loaded into Lightburn. So I ended up just based on the wood, you're going to arrange this so it'll fit on your piece. I'm using like a scrap piece to cut this one. So I'm doing some framings. I'm changing my settings and I'm getting it all set up, pressing start and letting my laser do its thing. It doesn't take too long to cut. Here's a close-up at my settings. You will want to make sure that they're both on. You're scoring the soccer ball, but then you're cutting out the name, and it'll look a little bit like this. So this is, how I had it on my thing. This was literally, I already made these while I'm recording this, so ignore the fact that I messed it up. But what you're going to do is you're going to finish cutting it, and then you're going to go spray paint. I spray painted the soccer ball white and then orange for the front part. Once it's painted and dry, we are going to actually make our tags. So you can see that I am using my black marker and I did mess one up. So I ended up going through all of them, putting little dots based on my first one or my first successful one. So I knew to color the right area because you can see to the left there that I colored in the wrong ones and it was fine, but I wanted it to look as best as possible. You may have seen my daughter's hands there. I mean, this is easy enough for literally a kid could do it. So once I got all of the soccer balls painted, you might want to go through a second coat on the back, on the black part, but you don't have to, just depending on how it's looking. I glued the pieces together. So I'm using a little paintbrush, gluing on some glue, not too much. You don't want it to ooze out the side on that front part. And then I'm putting it on the soccer ball and I put something on top of it to hold it down just so it's nice and flush as it's getting glued, something with some weight on it to keep that in place. Then you're going to let it dry. I ended up sealing it up with that UV clear spray paint. You could also add a UV resin, a poly you know, a polyacrylic, anything to seal that up, especially if it's going to be a bag tag, because again, this is wood and it won't last if you don't seal it up. So then I got these luggage, like these luggage plastic kind of tags to pull through. Now they were a tight squeeze because I made my ornament a little smaller, so, or bag tag a little bit smaller, the hole for it. So you just have to be careful. You might need to resize it, just do some tests, but you just loop it through. And I got these super inexpensively on Amazon, and then they can attach them to their bags. There are so many ways to make these different varieties, different sports, different colors. I have their numbers on them. It was a really fun project, and all of the kids loved getting them for their bags.
If you're looking to get more into laser cutting and different projects that you could do, make sure you give me a follow and leave me a comment underneath this video. This video, I used my Creality laser, which is relatively new to me, and I have a whole video talking about what I love most about it, and you can watch it up on your screen.